Hi guys, it's ASBYT. Welcome back to a brand new video. And could this be the confirmation of the OnePlus 6 design? It might upset a few people if it is. Let's go. Before we start, I've just got a great bit of news for you. If you want the chance to win a free, yes free, OnePlus 5T, as part of GearBest's 4th anniversary sales, they are giving you the chance to win a OnePlus 5T. If you follow the link in the video description below, you can do that. And also, if you are looking for some hardcore amazing tech at cheap prices, I would strongly recommend going to their website below. Starting now and running right the way through to the 9th of April, there's 3 separate sections to this sale. So you've got a party countdown between the 20th and the 26th. You've then got unbeatable prices between the 26th and April the 2nd. And then afterwards, between the 2nd and the 9th, there is a GearBest Gives Thanks section as well. And there are numerous different sales running right the way through this period on all sorts of the tech that you might want. All the information will be left in the video description below, so make sure you go and check it out if you are interested. Like I said, welcome back to a brand new video, and we've all been hotly anticipating the OnePlus 6 release, which of course is due to be here within the next couple of months. We pretty much know the specs it's going to have, and now, after this bit of news, we've probably got a fair idea of how it's going to look, and like I said, a lot of you guys are not going to be happy. Right, so the reason why we're pretty sure we know what the OnePlus 6 is going to look like is due to its relationship with Oppo. They are under the same umbrella, and of course, the Oppo and the OnePlus each year generally have a very similar design, and actually, in 2017, they had almost an identical design, which we'll just briefly touch on. So when the OnePlus 5 was released, the Oppo R11, many people suggested that it looked identical, and that's because it did. They were both given pretty much the exact same design, and this followed on in their sort of adapted, upgraded version of that phone that year. So the OnePlus 5T looked pretty much identical to the Oppo R11s, which is of course the upgrade of the Oppo R11. Fingerprint sensors, bezels, size of the display. The only main difference on paper between the two phones is the CPU and the GPU. Now of course the OnePlus 5 and the OnePlus 5T both use the Snapdragon 835, whereas the Oppo R11 and R11s both use the Snapdragon 660, which is still a brilliant processor for smartphones. And then we flip to the GPU. Both the OnePlus 5 and the 5T both use the Adreno 540, whereas the Oppo R11 and R11s use the Adreno 512. Outside of that, you've got small differences on battery and on camera, but it's pretty much a very, very similar phone, which is why the Oppo phones are a very, very good mid-tier phone as well, just at that one rung down from OnePlus. So of course, this leads me on to why the OnePlus 6 design has pretty much been finalized according to most people, and that's of course because yesterday, I believe, Oppo actually released all the details for the Oppo R15, which is their new phone this year. And as you can see from these pictures, not only does the design actually look like what we were seeing from that leaked footage of the OnePlus 6 a few weeks ago, which I did a video on here. You can go and see that if you're interested. It pretty much reaffirms that that leak may well be correct, because as you can see, using that 18:9 ratio, and of course the very controversial topic at this moment in time, we have on the R15 that notch at the top. Why everyone's now using notches on their smartphones in 2018 is another question that I went into in a little bit more detail in that video there. If you want to go and check that out as well, it's an interesting watch for sure. Well, in my opinion, but then it's my video. You might think it's absolutely rubbish. But anyway, we've got the dual rear camera on the back, and we've of course got the fingerprint sensor in the middle, pretty much the same as the fingerprint sensor on the OnePlus 5T, which is of course here, but it's more oval shaped, so it's more sort of finger-friendly shaped, whatever that means, as opposed to the completely round one on the OnePlus 5T. So I'm just going to run you through a few of the specs of the Oppo R15, which may give you some inclination as to what we're going to see in the OnePlus 6. So due to that notch, we've got a 6.28-inch display, 2280 by 1080, 16 megapixel camera, 6GB of RAM, and a Helio P60 chipset. Now that's an interesting one because obviously the P70 has been released and will be used for some of those front runners in that mid-tier range, so it's odd to see them go with a P60, but nevertheless it's still a fairly decent chip. It's also going to have a 3,450 milliamp battery as well in the Oppo R15. And usually the OnePlus range has a slightly better battery than Oppo, so I would imagine we're going to see at least a 3,450 milliamp battery in the OnePlus 6. Gorilla Glass 5, which is something we were going to expect anyway as a minimum. Android 8.1 straight from the box. And the GPU is going to be a Mali G7 II MP3. That camera is going to have f1.7, f2.6 aperture. And of course, I can go into far more detail on the confirmed details for the Oppo R15 if you are interested in another video. There are some pretty good specs on there, but of course the specs on the OnePlus 6 are going to be far greater. But the most important news today is of course that design, and we can't get around it, and we're going to have to mention it again, and that is of course the notch on the front. I know from the last video I did on the OnePlus 6, a lot of you guys were not a fan of the notch, and in fact a lot of you guys were saying you are not going to buy the OnePlus 6 if it contains that notch. Are we going to see it? I would suggest this is a confirmation that we are going to see the notch in the OnePlus 6, but let me know in the comment section below what you think, whether you think they will change it and not go along with the Oppo like they have done in the past. Are you going to completely swerve the OnePlus 6 now that you know it's almost pretty much confirmed that it is going to contain the notch, unless they're sending us a massive swerve ball? And in that case, good on you if you are. That would be pretty impressive. Follow my social medias if you want to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest information on tech. We've got Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Like and share if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful. Subscribe and hit that little notification bell. If you're new to the channel and want to be notified every time I post a video on OnePlus phones, smartphones in general, Android boxes, laptops, computers, software, hardware, app reviews, all of the good stuff, all of the tech stuff that you want and you need, whether it's tutorials or reviews and unboxings, we've got it all. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. Says BYT. Peace out.